Yo, yo, yo. It's me again. Luke Skywalker. Man, I know it's been a while. I really need to get more comfortable with setting the camera up and just going, but today I said I have to shoot this one, so no plans to shoot today, but I hope the lighting's good, I hope the shot's good, and anyway, man, I hope I can put something together and share this one with you guys. So I am scarifying my lawn today with my Scarifying cartridge. Scarifying is a fancy way of saying I'm going to rake my lawn. Now, what am I raking? I am going to rake clippings out of my grass's canopy. And there's a lot of reasons why you might want to do that. Do I have to do it? No, my lawn would be okay without it, but there are some ancillary reasons why it's something that can help. And I'll explain why in my situation it's something I want to do. Let me do some voiceover stuff and I'll talk about it as I'm doing it, because I decided to do this late in the afternoon so I could get out of the heat. I'm going to get going. Let me change out the cutting cartridge and put in the Scarifying cartridge. Alright, now that the Scarifying cartridge is in, I need to put this on. This is what holds the grass catcher. Here's the grass catcher. Now, one thing I want to do before I get started is I want to make sure that the air filter is clean, because scarifying the lawn is pretty dirty. It's pretty dusty. Anyway, well, my filter's okay. Not too bad. Obviously, when I'm done, I want to make sure that I clean it again. Filter was okay. Anyway, let's get going, man. We're burning daylight. The first thing you see here is me adjusting the mower to a depth where I pull out some of the clippings. If I set it too low, I'll dig out too much material. If I set it too high, then the tines won't bring up as much. I just want to remove some clippings, not all of them. Clippings aren't a bad thing. In fact, they're great for your lawn. They help your soil retain moisture during the dog days of summer. They also provide nutritional value in the form of organic matter, and they even release any nitrogen they're holding onto back into the soil. Here's a look at what the Scarifier pulled up in a few passes. I didn't set it very low, so I'm not being super aggressive. It does a pretty good job at pulling up the dead stuff and also things like acorns and leaves without damaging the grass too much. So now I just walk the catcher over to the truck and dump the clippings into the bed. But the main reason I'm raking out old clippings today is my lawn is starting to feel spongy, and it gets like that as grass gets thicker throughout the season. And all of the clippings that I leave on the lawn after every mow also contributes to that puffy feeling. Now when the lawn gets soft like that, a real mower will float over the grass. It's sort of like walking on pillows. If you step on a thin pillow, your body weight will let your foot sink into the pillow enough that you can still feel the floor through the pillow, right? But if the pillow is super dense with pillow filling, then your footing feels unsteady because there's too much pillow between your foot and the floor. Well, that's exactly what happens to your real mower when the lawn is too puffy with leaf material and grass clippings. This results in the mower not giving you the best cut, and it's also really hard to mow in straight lines. So by taking out clippings, I'm thinning out my lawn so it's not so puffy. This will stop my mower from floating, which will result in a better cut and hopefully straighter stripes. All right, so I am done scarifying the backyard and the front yard, and I'm losing daylight here, so let me be brief. As you could see in the footage, I was scarifying in multiple directions, and that was just so that I could catch as many clippings as possible. Another reason is, maybe to break up any grain that might be setting in to my lawn. Grain is what happens when you mow in the same direction every time you mow, or even if it's a direction you mow in frequently, the grass starts to lay in the direction that you mow, and you don't want that. So it's advised that you mow in a different direction every time you mow, which is something I do. I did it just so I could catch as many clippings from every direction. Okay, now having done this, now it's time to take out the Scarifying cartridge, clean up the mower, right, and the air filter, because as you can see, it's a mess. This is an extremely dirty chore to do. And anyway, install the cutting reel back and mow the lawn, because The tines, well, they kind of pull up the grass and some of the runners. And so your grass looks like it needs to be combed. And so, you know, obviously we can't comb the lawn, so we cut off whatever is sticking up. So you can kind of say that scarifying or verticutting, whichever one you end up doing, you're kind of beating up the lawn a little bit. So it ends up looking a little rough for, you know, a day or 2 or 3. You know, I have Bermuda. I am fortunate that it loves this kind of stuff. We are in peak growing season. I'll give it some water, some fertilizer, and give it some sun, which we have plenty of in the summer. It'll be fine. So let's get to the Clean Up Mow. As I said, the Scarifier makes the lawn look disheveled. Running the mower over it will make it look smooth. Not much else going on here other than I'm going over each pass twice, which is known as a double cut. This just makes sure I cut any stragglers that I may have missed in the first pass. It also helps to settle the grass back down.
Just make it nice and neat.
And here is what the front lawn looks like after the cleanup mow. Looking a little beat up, but it'll be fine. A little bit of heat stress showing over here on the bottom left corner. And here's another angle of the front. That circular area that you see on the dark stripe that's got some scalping on it, that's where a tree used to be. And I removed that a few years ago, but the soil keeps settling no matter how much sand I throw on it. All right, so here we are. It is the next day. I ran out of good light yesterday when I was doing the cleanup mow in the front yard, and so I went ahead and stopped. It's a lot hotter. It's a lot more humid today than it was yesterday. Yesterday was pretty nice. So let me get this wrapped up because I don't like standing in the sun. I think I'm in the shot. Anyway, I set the camera up to get the widest angle so you can see most of what I'm about to get doing. But anyway, I want to talk about this real quick. So in the front yard, I have the luxury of being able to take off the catcher, the grass catcher off the mower, and just dumping it into the bed of the truck. In the backyard, I mean, I could do that, but it's a lot of trips. So instead I use a trash can, put a trash bag in it. I could probably empty the grass catcher 3 times, depending on, anyway, about 3 times in here. And so just dump them in there as I collect them, and then I can wheel a whole wagon full of bags. Sometimes when I scalp or when I do a really heavy scarifying, man, I'll fill up 5 of these bags. So obviously I didn't do that this time around, and with this mow, it's just a cleanup mow. I might fill up one, maybe part of a second one, but still, that'll save me a lot of trips up to the front yard to empty out the catcher. So anyway, just wanted to talk about that. Trash bag, this is what, a 35 gallon, 40 gallon trash can. So anyway. All right, so as we wrap up the cleanup in the backyard, just to expand a little on the mower floating issue, one little anecdote I'll share is that my real mower only weighs about 130 pounds. And that might seem like a lot, but it's not. It's not heavy enough for a warm season grass like Bermuda. A professional real mower like a John Deere or a Jacobson or a Toro Greensmaster, those can weigh twice as much, about 260 when they're fully loaded, and even those get to a point where they start to float. So my little homeowner model is definitely prone to being a floater.
I want the entire pool scrubbed, sterilized, and disinfected.
After scarifying, the lawn will need a few days to recover and grow back some new leaf material, but it'll be rocking again in no time. All right, I hope I'm in the center. I am done with the cleanup mow. As you can see, I've got some stripes going this way. Next time I'll mow will be in a different direction. Anyway, now that I'm done, I need to go dump the clippings in the bed, take all that stuff over to the recycling center, and dispose of all the clippings. Anyway, I hope you guys have gotten something out of this, you know, and if you have any questions on why or how or anything at all, again, use the comment section. Till the next time, man, thanks for watching, and stay cool out there, man. Be good to the people around you, right? Don't be a punk. Right, see you later.